Like, you are not someone who cannot stick to things. You are someone who has been choosing plans that were never designed for your life. That is a different problem, and it has a different solution. What would it mean about you if the plan was wrong, but you were never the problem? The solution is not to find a harder plan, to push through it longer. The solution is to find the right plan, the one that fits who you actually are. Not the version of you that wakes up motivated on a Monday. The regular Tuesday version of you. The tired Thursday version of you. The version that has a job, a family, and a life. The version that needs a plan that works for them too.
Be limitless. Limitless. Started up, we finished. Limitless. Never running out of energy. Limitless. Keep it going till we finish. Keep it going till we finish. Keep it going, I am limitless.
Yeah, man. Welcome to another episode of the Be Limitless Today Podcast. I am your host, Jarvis Cobb, and thank you for tuning in today, man. I appreciate you spending a little time with your boy. So, something I was thinking about this week, and you've been here before. You found the plan, the one that actually worked. You did the thing, you hit the goal, you were locked in. And then somewhere after the finish line, it all came apart. And not just came apart, it bounced. Like, you ended up further back than where you started. And you could not figure out, how did this happen when you worked so hard to get there? Now, here's what I figured out. The problem was never your effort. The problem was the kind of effort you chose. Like, you went hard when you needed to go long. You chose intensity when the situation was calling for consistency. And intensity without consistency does not build anything permanent. So today we are talking about consistency over intensity. Why small actions win when big plans fail. Think about the last time you went all in on something and it did not hold. What happened on the other side of the finish line? When Julie and I were getting ready for our wedding, we locked in. The diet was fish and greens, spinach, green beans, broccoli. The snacks we were eating were nuts. Breakfast was scrambled egg whites and ground turkey. No dairy, no gluten, no sugar. I was putting mustard and hot sauce on everything just to have some type of flavor. And it worked. We both lost significant weight. We hit our goal. We walked into that wedding exactly where we wanted to be. So then the wedding happened. And then the honeymoon happened. And first, we spent 3 or 4 days at an all-inclusive resort with the whole family for the wedding itself. Then after that, we went to an all adults or an adults only all-inclusive resort for 9 more days. And I want you to understand what all-inclusive means to someone who just spent weeks eating egg whites and fish. I was ordering 2 entrees at dinner. I was taking the meat from this one and putting it with the pasta and the cheese in the other one. And then I was combining the plates into one. Or I'll be ordering 2 desserts. And then I'll be like, I'm going to eat half of this one, half of that one. And then after about every night around midnight or 1 a.m, I was up watching ESPN Deportes, ordering chicken quesadillas and fries every single night. Now, that resulted in 14 pounds gained in 13 days. And honestly, it was the best 14 pounds of my life. Like, I'm not sitting here telling you I regret any of it. But here's what that trip proved to me. The bounce is real. You go extreme in one direction and your body, your habits, your patterns are going to bounce hard in the other direction. Sometimes past where you started. Like I lost a significant amount of weight and it came back heavier than when I left. That is the bounce effect. The problem was not the honeymoon. The problem was the plan I chose to get to the wedding. It was not built for my life. It was not something I could sustain. And anything you cannot sustain will eventually bounce. So where in your own life have you gone so extreme on something that the bounce back took you further than where you started? I call it the bounce effect. So when you go extreme on a plan and then you tend to bounce back in the opposite direction. And the harder you went, the harder the bounce. Like a person loses 30 pounds on a strict plan. Then after they stop, they gain 40. The bounce goes past the starting point. Now, that is not a willpower problem. That is a plan problem. Now, there's a principle on how things are built. It says, wealth gathered little by little grows, but what is grabbed all at once dwindles. The extreme plan feels like the fastest way to get to the goal, but fast got you to the goal and then passed it in the wrong direction. The slow, consistent path is not the lazy option. It's the one that actually holds. Now, what is the plan you've been following that was designed for someone else's life, not yours? When it came to my fitness plans, I had to admit, I am not a bodybuilder. I am not a power lifter getting ready for a competition. I am a corporate employee who sits at a desk for most of the workday. My plans have to be different. And that is not a limitation. That is just reality. The mistake is taking a plan built for an athlete in a controlled environment and trying to apply it to a life that looks nothing like that. So I operate by what I call the 85-15 rule. Find something you can do 85% of the time. For a 7-day week, that is 6 out of 7 days. If the plan is to eat 2,000 calories a day, the question is not, can you do it perfectly? The question is, can you do it 6 out of 7 days consistently? Because 6 out of 7 days, every week for a year builds something. Like one perfect week followed by a crash builds nothing. Now, if you had to design a plan around what you can actually do for 85% of the time, what would that look like? Not the ideal version, the real version. Now, you are not someone who cannot stick to things. You are someone who has been choosing plans that were never designed for your life. That is a different problem, and it has a different solution. What would it mean about you if the plan was wrong, but you were never the problem? The solution is not to find a harder plan, to push through it longer. The solution is to find the right plan, the one that fits who you actually are. Not the version of you that wakes up motivated on a Monday. The regular Tuesday version of you. The tired Thursday version of you. The version that has a job, a family, and a life. The version that needs a plan that works for them too. Do not grow weary in doing good. The harvest comes. But it comes to the person who shows up consistently. Not the person who sprints once and then disappears. Small actions repeated. That's the whole formula. It does not look impressive on day one. It does not make for a great highlight reel in week 2. But at month 6, at month 12, it has built something the bounce back plan never could, because it did not stop. You are not the person that keeps bouncing. You are the person who is learning to choose the plan that holds. Now, if you stop chasing a perfect plan and started building a consistent one, what would the first week actually look like? This week, Define your 85%. Pick one area. It could be food, movement, sleep, how you spend your time after work. And ask yourself, what can you actually do 6 out of 7 days? Not what you wish you can do, what you can do. Then do it 6 out of 7 days this week. And just this week, the small, consistent action is not the warm up for the real thing. Like it's the real thing. And that is your move. And that's the coaching for today, man. I'm gonna leave it right there. Let's get into root work. So if you are new here, welcome. And root work is a segment we do every episode. So root work means taking accountability and ownership of your life, starting with creating change within yourself. So during the season that forced a lot of us to slow down, I started writing things down on a sticky note. Things I learned about myself, things that I needed to know, that I needed to own, truths that I've been avoiding. And if I listen to a sermon, a speech, a motivational talk, and something hit me or stuck out to me, I wrote it down on a sticky note. So every week I'll pick 2 at random, and then I will see if we can tie it to our theme of the week. So our theme of the week this week is consistency over intensity. But let's see what we pick. Root work number 1. I'm going to have moments of fear, a day of fear. I'm sometimes going to draw back, but I am not going to live in it. I'm going in. I'm going to have moments of fear, a day of fear. I'm sometimes going to draw back, but I'm not going to live in it. I'm going in. So this is just speaking to being stuck, feeling inadequate, feeling like you're not ready, feeling like the opportunity or the position or what's in front of you, what's presented to you is just too much. And another one of my mottos or principles that I live by is just take the fear with you. It's okay to have fear to do something. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be a little scared. But take it with you. Go do the thing with the fear in your back pocket. You know, if you go through the thing with the fear driving in the passenger seat or in the back seat, it's like, yeah, I'm nervous, but you coming with me, nerves. We gonna go do this thing. Yeah, I got a little fear about this, but hey, we finna go do this thing anyway. So let's go do it. And trying to tie it to our title for the week with consistency over intensity, I think we can look at the fear of something not working and us wanting it faster than what it's really going to take. Because we live, as you've heard before, the microwave world. We want things immediately. We want it quick. If our phone takes 5 seconds to load up something, we got an attitude thinking something wrong with the phone. Like we just want stuff so fast, so quick. But in life, that's not going to be something that you'll be able to sustain. And you hear it, the fast money, the fast relationships, the fast opportunities, they go just as fast as they come. And having the fear around stuff taking too long will keep people stuck. And in that moment, I want you to remember that this is a long game. Life is a long game. Every stage you're in, you're meant to be in it to learn something, to get you prepared for the next stage. If you try to skip levels, you're going to hit a point to where you're not ready, and it could be detrimental to everything you're trying to achieve. So when you go into these moments of fear, it's okay to have the fear. Thank the fear, because the fear is there just to keep you safe. The fear is there to keep you from harm, keep you from feeling a certain way. So thank it. I tend to do it every time I go to give a speech. I get that nervous, that fearful energy. And I say, you know what? Thank you for being here. Thank you for keeping me sharp. Thank you for keeping me on point. Now let's go give this message. I want you to live that same way in your life, whatever you're going after, whatever you have to do. If you got a family to build, if you got a promotion you're going for at work, if you got a relationship you're trying to develop, thank the fear for being there, because the fear is just trying to keep you sharp. Use it to your advantage. Be sharp. Be diligent. Measure twice. Whatever you need to do, but still go do the thing. All right, let's go to root work number 2. Root work number 2. God will bless you during the transition. So don't focus so much on the goal. Some of the greatest stuff that God will do won't be in the plan. Man, that's good. God will bless you during the transition. Don't focus so much on the goal. Some of the greatest stuff that God will do won't be in the plan. If that don't speak to consistency over intensity, I don't know what will. Man, don't try to be so fast. Oh my goodness. I was guilty of this. I wanted to be a millionaire at 23 years old. I wanted to be living that lifestyle. I wanted to have my brand be the biggest motivational brand in the world. I wanted to be $1 billion company. And I'm writing it down, saying it. I wanted it in my 20s. I was saying this when I wasn't even handling the few bills I had. I couldn't even come up with my $360 half for the rent that was due every month. You know what I mean? I couldn't even do what I needed to do to get my car taken care of so I can get the tags so it wouldn't get ticketed and towed. But I had this, I want to be a billionaire. I want this type of lifestyle. I want to own my own jet. And I couldn't even take care of my schoolwork. I couldn't even go to class on time and consistently. I think we get so stuck on the goal. We get so stuck on hitting the place that we forget there's going to be so much that happens along the way. We get so stuck on having this millionaire lifestyle when if you making $250,000 a year, you living a pretty decent life. You know what I mean? If you making $500,000 in a year, you're living at the top 1% of the country at 500,000. People get so focused on the big thing. You will start hitting marks along the way to where life is pretty good. You know what I mean? It's you looking at this. You want the 8-bedroom house with the 4 bathrooms and the fancy backyard with the blue lighting and the pool and the oasis and the beautiful fountains and everything. But you have a very beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with a beautiful, serene backyard that you can relax in, have your family over, enjoy your barbecue, have the kids running around with the big fence so they can't get out. And you feel safe and comfortable with them just running around being free. That's a good life too. We have to realize God is going to bless us in the transitions. As we're moving towards this big goal we have, be consistent in what you're doing, and that consistency will grant you new lives, new levels, new experiences along the way. Though that you can really live in, enjoy, have joy, and just bask in those moments. Don't get so lost on the big goal that you forget to look at the greatness and the moments that you're living in right now. Especially if you start to compare it to where you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Come on, man. Your life look significantly better than where you were 10 years ago. And it's a pretty good life. So let's not look so far ahead. Be consistent in what you're trying to achieve. But as you are hitting these marks, have gratitude for what God is blessing you with. Have gratitude for what you have. I'm telling you, it's all good. It's all good stuff. Don't overlook it. Don't minimize it. Don't think just because you're not at that point yet that things aren't working out well for you. Stay consistent. Live in the moment. Have gratitude in the moment. You are going to get some great stuff along the way. Man, that's it for the root word segment. Just to close us out, the bounce effect is not a failure. It is information. It is your life telling you that the plan was built for someone else. So do not grow weary. The harvest will come to the person who does not quit. And quitting is not always dramatic. Sometimes quitting looks like choosing a plan so extreme that your bounce was inevitable. You are not chasing perfection. You are building consistency. 6 out of 7, week after week, that is the plan. And that is the proof. And that is the person you are becoming. So if this episode hit for you, man, share it with somebody who is mid-bounce right now. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss episode 48 and drop your 85% plan in the comments this week. What is the one thing you are committing to 6 out of 7 days? I want to see it. As always, negative news is freely given. Positive news must be searched for. And if you can't find it, then you create it. So go and create you some positive news this week. Be love, be you, and be limitless today.
Be limitless today.
Coming to get it and pushing the limits. You better pray we ain't come to play.